Viking at its core is a platform, including basically anything that you need. And we have a very strong focus on data pipelines, data processing, predictive analysis.
Try our speed dating session.
Exposure therapy. Just do it all.
Exposure therapy.
So if you try to sit behind the boot with the laptop, shut down the laptop, go out of the boot. Why do you add John? Like you had this whenever you
It's
say
a thing.
name.
It's dear. It's John. Like we say Dan John,
Yeah, exactly.
Roman John. Frank, thank you for joining me today for the interview. I'm really excited to talk a little bit about Viking and also what your guys' plans are for the next couple of years. Briefly introduce me about Viking. What does it do, what it is, and where are you guys going? What's the mission?
Thanks for having me, first of all.
Of
Great
course.
to join the AffPapa event. Viking at its core is a platform, including basically anything that you need. Third-party content,
Yeah.
Gamification, loyalty rewards, CRM, infrastructure, payments, of course, lots of payments, front-end applications. We're the in-between layer, more or less like an end-to-end between the operators and all the technical infrastructure and the backend. We also do content, and we have a very strong focus on data.
Okay.
Data pipelines, data processing, predictive analysis. That's our, I would say, USP.
Who are your customers right now, and what problems are you solving?
We have operations in Southeast Asia, again, the heart of Europe, and also in South Africa. When you're talking about problems that we're solving, I think the industry has plenty of them. So starting from conversion funnels, making sure that, especially in the context here of an affiliate conference, that we can convert the traffic well, which the affiliates are sending, having the right affiliate programs in place. But mostly, and see, we'll touch this bit throughout the conversation here, mostly data, making sure we understand well who are the customers that are entering the platform.
What brought you to AffPapa Conference, and what are you looking to gain from the conference as well?
Well, it's a friend of a friend brought us here. Platforms, it's not a natural habitat for platforms here. If you think about it, we got introduced to the idea by a business partner, and our expectation was get to learn a few more people that we don't know, understand what kind of feedback the affiliates are giving to the operators, what the operators are responding to, and see if we can catch up some signal. And here's plenty of signals. So.
Tell me one networking advice that you would give to people.
Exposure therapy. Just do
Exposure therapy.
Just do it over and over again. But kill your darling. Whatever you try to do most, do it the least. If you try to sit behind the boot with the laptop, shut down the laptop, go out of the boot.
Yeah, or try our speed dating session.
Oh, yeah.
You offer 3 different platform solutions for operators. Tell me a little bit how these differ from one another, and also how operators can know which one to choose.
We call them Core, Edge, and Flex. And Core is basically what it sounds like. It's a base platform, including the player account management and all compliance tooling, base integrations layers, and so on. And the Edge and the Flex is just representations of what everyone else would call white label or turnkey. And so you're within this continuum where you're saying, do I want to have more control, or do I want to have a quick launch? If you have more control, you have to have more involvement. And so you're in between this, how much control do I need? Do I want to be on top of licensing and compliance? Do I want to be in charge of payment processing? Do I need clearinghouse? And there's a very clear break-even metric to it. So from when you reach a certain GTR, certain growth stage, this is when you can consider moving from a white label to turnkey. And this is kind of the solutions we're supplying. Technically, in the background, they're all the same. One of the things that we have focused early on is freedom, in the sense that you can take on the source code. We have a lot of open source projects, including our front end, including the integration interface, just for speed, for scalability, for giving operators the ability to differentiate. So that is one of the very specific things that Viking does. I have an engineering background. Open source is very close to my heart. So
how has your engineering background helped you in this role?
This is 99.9% of what we're doing. So on the product side, marketing, sales, like all these type of things, I kind of got pushed into it. It's not my core expertise, but as a platform, 99.9% of the conversations you have are tech related.
Yeah.
And so it helps quite a lot.
You often put an emphasis on open architecture and reverse integration as well. Can you explain what that means in practice for operators?
Very obvious is when you have, let's say you're going to a market with an operator you've never been in. There's a lot of integrations required for casino content, maybe for sports. Very likely there's gamification tools that you don't have, which is specific to a market.
Yeah.
If the market is not sizable enough for us to be interested in exploring our resources, but the operator wants them, they can get their hands on it. We just provide them the infrastructure, they deliver the integrations, we test if they're working, and then they can ship it. Doesn't cost them anything from our end. And that's the core benefit.
We also know that Viking is very strong in game aggregation. What does your game library and integration setup look like?
At its core, it's the same as any other integration. So you take a lot of content, you put a single interface on top of it, and allow everyone to integrate. What we have built on top of it is you need a USB. There's so many other companies out there. You have aggregators of aggregators. Every third company is doing it on a side basis as a side hustle. So the primary business. So what's the USB? When you look at those that are coming from a custom background, one of the interests that they're having is adding tools like checkbots. Like maybe gamification. Us as a platform, we have the benefit that we can bring in the all integration layer that we have. That means if you take our aggregation, you have your own player account management, you can still take all the CRM integrations we have. If you need a CRM system, we have a lot of industry leading ones integrated. If you, for example, in gamification, we bring this along the aggregation, we don't need to be the PAM, and that's a very important thing. And key, most important thing is we bring Viking intelligence together.
Yeah.
And the intelligence aspect is understand who the player is very early on, be able to make accurate lifetime predictions, understand who the person is. And then we ship along the aggregator as well.
Beyond the platform itself, are there any automation tools that you give to operators to improve performance?
Automation, nowadays is a question of what you mean. Is it like Zapier, you connect one to the other, or do you talk about LLMs where you just go and write a prompt and then have everything happening in the background? So data is super important for us, and data is at the core of everything that we have. Automating, like creating an MCP server where you just prompt whatever it is, you connect to data source that we supply, and you get the results, you get a dashboard, you get a record. This is something which we are working on. It's for the future. Automation in general, I would say whatever can be done on the reporting side, we have either done it or working on it.
Yeah.
And tooling there's endless tooling available. So
how does your commercial model work? And what makes your approach different from other platform providers?
On the commercial side, I wouldn't say we are much different from a revenue
from the other ones,
perspective, because everyone takes a GGR share. That's the scaling component. That's the fantasy. What we do, I believe, very different is that we are trying not to make any profits of setup fees. So our commercial model, our business strategy is not earning off setup fees. So take as many white label or turnkey partners in that you can, and just take setup fees, onboarding fees, and earn to that. But make sure that there's sustainable revenue. We don't charge crazy minimums. We charge very reasonable setup fees, but once the partners grow through TGR.
What plans do you have with Viking for the next couple of years? Where would you want to see it in, let's say, 5 years?
I want to be at a point where we can not only accurately predict who the customer is, we can also tailor-make the user experience that they're having through whatever device that they're using on the spot, on the fly. It sounds trivial. So like hyper-personalization is a term that's flying around. You can hear many people talk about it. But then imagine you're interested in football, in sports, and you have an Apple device, perhaps a watch, and you get just in time, all prompted on whatever device you're using. Artificial intelligence is providing us with a lot of insights on the customers as we have them right now, but where I want the platform to go is that it's not reactive, it's proactive. We get the right offer at the right time, prompted at the right device that you're currently consuming, and we need to get the infrastructure ready for this. That's where CSA.
Well, hopefully we see Viking in that state. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for also introducing Viking to the audience.
Thank you very much.
Where is my videographer? We're done.